know that Meg Whitman is just super preoccupied, with analyzing every little detail about me, and I'm honored about that. But the fact is, she doesn't want people to really focus on her controversial background. So, some of her, and this gets back to Michael's question too. That I know that Meg Whitman. I mean, who hasn't seen her saturation advertising? There's been a lot of nasty, negative things being said out there right now, and really shame on her because she's trying to mislead people and she's trying to take people off of looking at her background. So in 2004, when I ran for state assembly, she's trying to make the case that for some reason I wasn't Republican enough for her back then, and that I was really more like her. Well, the fact is, what was I doing in 2004? I was running for state assembly, carrying the Republican flag in one of the most liberal districts in the state of California. And during that assembly race, I registered 10,000 new Republican voters. In that assembly race, I knocked on over 10,000 doors. And I ran a campaign that was based on Republican principles. I'm really proud of it. Now, what was Meg Whitman doing in 2004?
She said she voted for you.
She actually said she voted for you in that race.
By the way, I just heard that, and I can predict this. Meg Whitman's going to vote for me again in November 2010.
Can you tell us
That just hang on, let me finish though, because this is important. In 2004, in addition to voting for me, she voted for Barbara Boxer. Now, the fact is, you all know she didn't vote for most of her life. I'm talking about Meg Whitman, not Barbara Boxer. Meg Whitman didn't vote for most of her life, but somehow Barbara Boxer was able to somehow get Meg Whitman to actually register and to vote. Not only did she vote for Barbara Boxer, but she endorsed Barbara Boxer. She campaigned for Barbara Boxer. She called Barbara Boxer a great leader. She sent out letters for Barbara Boxer. She joined Barbara Boxer's campaign team. Now, that's why she doesn't want people to focus on her record back in 2004, because actually Barbara Boxer and the fact that Meg Whitman helped her get reelected, in my opinion, that's done more damage to the state of California than most anything else that's happened in many years. The fact is, Barbara Boxer is one of the most liberal senators in the country, and Meg Whitman was on her campaign team just recently. So now there's some major differences between Meg Whitman and myself. Major differences. And I know Meg Whitman doesn't really want to talk about these differences, but these differences are important to conservatives. They're important to the Republican Party. Now, I'm telling you, these differences are going to come out in the course of the campaign. Now, the California Republican Assembly. You know those folks. Great group, one of the oldest Republican groups in California, 75-year anniversary this year. Thousands of members across the state. Conservative bunch of folks. Now, President Reagan called the CRA the lifeblood, the conscience of the Republican Party. They had us both in there. We interviewed one-on-one. We gave speeches to the delegates, hundreds of them. They did a detailed evaluation of our backgrounds, and they endorsed me as the conservative in the race. Tom McClintock, the day before the convention, endorsed me as the conservative in the race and actually concluded that Meg Whitman represents the third term of Governor Schwarzenegger. Okay, I wanted to get that out. Now let's talk about immigration. Now, the state of California is just in trouble. We have to face the fact. And so we can't be doing things the way we used to be doing things here in this state. We've become one of the most liberal states in the country with a rapid expansion of government programs and taxes that have really damaged the state of California. Now, a lot of the programs that were put in place, I think were put in place with good intentions, but look at the results. We're just out of money, a financial meltdown. Now, one of the reasons why the state's in trouble has to do with illegal immigration. Now, we're here in Silicon Valley, where I started a couple of companies. I hired people from all over the world here in Silicon Valley legally. Legal immigration has been a fantastic boon to the state of California. I support legal immigration. I support making legal immigration pipeline substantial in size. But illegal immigration has just got to stop. And I'm proud to take a position on some issues that most politicians run away from. Now, illegal immigration costs this state billions and billions of dollars of taxpayer money each and every year, and we can no longer afford that. If you've been to an emergency room or a clinic lately, we're all impacted by this. The massive waiting time because of our healthcare system being overwhelmed by people that are here illegally. Our public school system. Now, I taught at Mount Pleasant High School, just a few minutes from here. I can just tell you the public school system is overwhelmed with people that are here illegally. The teachers are overwhelmed with the total numbers. The other students are impacted because a lot of people who come here illegally don't speak English and need special attention. The state can't afford this, so I support three things when it comes to illegal immigration that will solve this problem once and for all. Number one, we have to do a better job of securing our borders, and I'll do what it takes, working with the federal government to get that done, including using the National Guard if we need to. The second thing I'm going to do is enforce the rules on employers. If you hire somebody in the state of California, they better be a legal resident. I will yank the business licenses from companies who violate that rule. And finally, and most importantly, we have to turn the magnets off. And this is where Meg Whitman and I just differ. The halfway solutions, half measures, just not going to work here. Now, I support ending taxpayer-funded benefits for people that are here illegally. I want to end them completely so that we stop the incentive for people who do come here. And we need to turn those magnets off. Now, Meg Whitman is not willing to do that. I supported Proposition 187. She does not support Proposition 187. It's just one of these important distinctions between the two of us. It's just critical.